In this movie, we're going to look at options for saving your microsurvey work in either a CAD or a CAD-related format. Usually, when your intent is to share your work with a client in another company who doesn't use a microsurvey product. Microsurvey has support for a wide variety of formats. Let me show you some of them. So first of all, I've got this drawing open, and if I just go to Save As, you'll note that right off the bat we can save to a wide variety of DWG formats. You can also save as DXF, and you can go all the way back to quite some old formats. So we can save DWG and DXF natively. In fact, whenever you hit save, you're saving a DWG which is AutoCAD compatible. Another format that people find very useful for saving with clients, largely just for visualizing a project, is you can export to KML. So as long as you've got a coordinate system assigned to your project and your measurements are referenced to GPS or state plane monuments, then you can create a KML file that you can open up in Google Earth. I usually recommend turning on Organize by Lines and Layers and allow it to determine its own elevation by using the clamp to ground option. Okay, so just pick on OK, and I'm going to overwrite my practice file, and what it's going to do is export all of the points and all of the smart lines into a KML file. I'll go back into the folder where it was created and just double click on it, and we can launch it in Google Earth. There it automatically zooms in, and you can see your project as it appears in Google Earth. Okay, another useful step to know about is the fact that in addition to writing out as a DXF, some other CAD software and some field equipment are able to work with either a DXF or a DWG file, and it's a good idea to write just part of the file out rather than load the whole drawing into, for example, a field controller or a smaller program. So if we go to Output, you'll see that we've got the option Save Block to Disk. So I can pick on that, and what this is going to allow me to do is I'll set 0 as my origin so that I'm not introducing any coordinate system shift. I'll do a Select Entities here, and in this case I'm just going to select the points and the line work for this one lot, and I'll hit Enter here. And down here you can see that I can specify the name that I want to give to the new DWG that I'm going to create, or I can create that as a DXF as well. Notice how that's in the options. And I'll just call this Output. Pick on Save, and then you say OK. And if I go back into the source folder, I'll see that I've got a new DWG file created, which is much smaller than the one that I'm currently working on, because it's just a subset of it. Okay, one other handy option for outputting is just exporting a PDF, and there's a quick and simple way to export a PDF. If you just switch over to Paperspace, then under Export, we've got a range of different formats that you can export to. But I've just picked PDF. I'll pick on Save here. Then it'll ask me for what paper size to set. So in this case, the layout is already set up for 22 by 34, and I'll tell it it's to be portrait. And I can add additional information here if I want. And there it's just going to create that PDF file. Pick on Export. Back into my source folder. I'll just open that with my PDF viewer, and there's what it looks like. Okay, one other export option I'm going to switch over to a different drawing to show you these last few options. Is very often if you need to send surface or alignment information either to machine control, to field software for stakeout, or to other programs, for example MicroStation, the land XML format is very useful. So in this drawing I've got 5 alignments, and they've already been defined in the CAD file using the routing package in Microsurvey, and I've also got a surface in memory. So there's 2 different tools we can use for exporting the alignments, or the surface and the alignments. So first of all, I'll select Land XML Export, and I'm going to make up a Land XML file name. It'll be points and surface. Pick on Save, and so here it allows me to select all 368 points, and I'll select just the original ground surface that I've already got in memory, and it will export those into a Land XML file. And then the alignments, I need to use a different function, Land XML Export Alignments. So now it'll pick the names of all the different alignments out of the drawing, and I'll make a unique name for that, and we'll pick Save. And so now it's creating a second Land XML file that'll contain the alignments. And just to review, if we go back to the output menu, you'll notice that I haven't shown all the options for export. You see how you can do DWF, DGN, and a few other options under export. You can see that you've got e-transmit as well. Those are for you to explore. Thanks so much for your interest.